Hello my love. Welcome to Blow Up, where Reddit's wildest AITA stories explode. Today we've got 6 showdowns, custody battles, sneaky spreadsheets, and egg hunt havoc. Ready for the chaos? Smash that like button, subscribe, and let's dive into the Reddit inferno. I refused to give $100,000 to my brother to fund his legal custody battle. AITA for this? My brother called out of the blue one day. We've been living in different countries for many years and we're often not in touch. He has been going through divorce and custody battle for a long time. The divorce is really ugly. Both he and his ex-wife are extremely similar, being stubborn, argumentative, and always right. They are both ex-army. So my brother asks for $100,000. Specifically, it's for the newest set of lawyers, quote, to conduct a last all-out custody battle. He explains it like a military strategy and explains it's a last stand and about showing strength. According to his new lawyers, it is completely unwinnable, not recommended, a waste of time, and he is better off accepting the hard truth and saving the money. I personally agree with the lawyers based on what I was told by my brother. Yet he insists it's the only thing left to do. He also said there is no way he could pay it back. My view was, if it's life or death then yes, but it's not, and it would only hurt everyone making this last stand. Brother's war's a bust. OP's wallet's safe. I bet he's still strategizing while OP's chilling. Someone get him a lawyer and OP a family financier badge. Custody clash dodged. That's a sibling standoff. AITA verdict. Is OP the asshole for refusing the cash, or was brother's plan a flop? Would you fund it or say no? How do you handle family money begs? Drop your take below. And if you've faced a cash clash, spill it. I'm craving more blow-up-worthy drama. I, 24F, was supposed to move in with my boyfriend, 26M, next month. We've been together almost 2 years and this was a big step. We agreed early on to split expenses 50-50, and he made a Google Sheet where he'd log shared purchases, groceries, household items, etc. I was sending him money monthly based on that. The other night he left the spreadsheet open while in the shower. I wasn't snooping, I literally sat down at his desk and it was right there. But I noticed some weird line items, so I started scrolling. He'd been adding things like PS5 controller, whey protein, Uber to poker night, Steam games, Bluetooth speaker, beard oil? Stuff that was clearly just for him. I checked back months and realized I'd been unknowingly covering hundreds of dollars for things that had nothing to do with me. I was so shocked I took photos of the spreadsheet. When I confronted him, he barely blinked. Said, "Well, you use the speaker sometimes, and we both benefit from my gym gains." He acted like I was being petty and said I was blowing things out of proportion. I told him I wasn't comfortable moving in anymore. He flipped out, called me dramatic, said I was sabotaging our future over a few receipts. Now our friends are divided. Some say I should have just talked to him before making a big decision. Others say it's a huge red flag. I feel bad, but also, I feel like I dodged a bullet. AITA for walking away? Boyfriend spreadsheet spilled, busted. I bet he's still gaming while OP's free. Someone get him a beard trimmer and OP a breakup boss crown, relationship rug pull rocked. That's a sneaky split. AITA verdict. Is OP the asshole for bailing, or was boyfriend scam shady? Would you dump him too or talk it out? How do you handle sneaky partners? Drop your take below. And if you've dodged a relationship bullet, spill it. I'm dying for more blow-up-worthy escapes. Spreadsheet scam, OP's out. Blow-up squad, you're killing it. Our next Reddit tales a wedding wipeout. A rumor about cheating led OP to cancel their big day. Wild. This one's got gossip, heartbreak, and family secrets. If you're loving these AITA blowouts, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep the Reddit wildfire raging. Throwaway for privacy. Me, F26, and my fiancée, M27, have been in a relationship for 4 years and engaged for 1. I've always felt like our relationship was solid and stable, since we rarely got into fights and even those would be light discussions. He's the sweetest, most supportive partner I've had, and truthfully I've been imagining our wedding for some months now. Everything came down once he told my mother-in-law that he proposed to me. I was in the same room and I could see how her face fell. She pulled him into another room and I couldn't hear what they said, but I saw my fiancé's face as if he had been screamed at. My MIL soon after apologized and excused herself out of our apartment. After I asked him what happened, he didn't really answer me, just said that it was mom and son stuff. I didn't pressure on it, but it left a very bad taste in my mouth. Normally, I told my best friend, F26, about what happened and she immediately changed the topic. Not really acknowledging how weird it was or how I felt at his excuse. I didn't really get to ask why she was acting this way, since she always dismissed it or told me it wasn't that serious and I should be focused on the wedding. Days after, I met with my wedding coordinator to choose the overall aesthetic I wanted. My fiancé didn't come with me since he was working, so my sister-in-law agreed to help me out. I saw this as an opportunity to make connection with his family. Hale was acting weird, almost uncomfortable by the planning. I thought it was normal and she was probably overwhelmed by the planning. As I was looking for ideas, my SIL pulls me to the side and says that she can't hold this secret any longer because it wasn't fair for me. She told me that her brother and my best friend had been seeing each other behind my back, and my ML found out about this, but told her he would soon break up with me. I was gobsmacked. I asked if she was sure of this and she said it's what she's heard, so not 100% sure. I confronted him about this, and he only responded with getting mad at his sister and me for believing gossip. I tried to understand, but as the days went on I couldn't handle the nerves and I left to my cousin's apartment. This morning I sent out an email and messages to all my family members, saying that the wedding was cancelled. I really want to confront my best friend, but I know she will deny everything. With the wedding being so close, I couldn't handle the anxiety I felt. He has been exploding my phone with messages since I left, and I don't know what to do. Wedding's off, rumors on. I bet fiancé sweating while OP's chilling. Someone get him a lie detector and OP a drama dodger, veil, betrayal bomb defused. That's a wedding implosion. AITA verdict. Is OP the asshole for canceling, or was the rumor too shady? Would you call it off or dig deeper? How do you handle cheating gossip? Drop your take below. And if you've faced wedding drama, spill it. I'm hungry for more blow-up-worthy heartbreak. Weddings canned, OP's free. Blow-up crew your legends. Our next Reddit story's a family fallout. OP's tempted to reclaim a gifted car after in-laws got cold. Ouch. This one's got gifts, grudges and cat jokes gone wrong. If you're loving these AITA showdowns, hit subscribe and let's keep the Reddit drama soaring. I, 35F, have been with my partner, Jamie, 33M, for over 6 years and we're getting married this fall. For most of our relationship, I've had a close bond with his brother, Matt, 37M, and Matt's wife, Claire, 39F. We've shared holidays, dinners, hangouts, and I've always done what I could to support them, especially during hard times. I am the primary source of income. About 2 months ago, I bought a new car and offered them my old car, $6,500. It was still in good working condition and they accepted it, so I fully transferred it over to them. It was a genuine gift from a place of love and support, and I was happy to help because they relied 100% on public transportation. Over the past years, I also gave small things like household items, groceries, things for their kid, all meant kindly, never with any expectations. But now things have shifted. Claire recently initiated a conversation where she said the gifts and emotional support I offered had felt too much, overwhelming, etc., and even went as far as saying she felt I was using them to fulfill my own emotional needs. She said she no longer feels comfortable around me and wants to limit contact. I don't text them unless they text first, and slow down. This completely blindsided me. I was never given any indication before that she felt this way. One example Claire brought up really confused me. They have a shy cat, Shadow, who hides whenever we visit. We've never seen her in person and it became a running joke between me and Jamie that she might not actually exist. A reference to the Christmas commercial, He Does Exist. Claire said she found that joke offensive, like we were mocking a traumatized animal. That felt like a major overreaction to something lighthearted and affectionate. Now here's the part that's really been weighing on me. Claire and Matt have made it clear they don't want any more gifts or support and that our relationship needs distance. Gifts for their kid are okay. And they're still happy to keep the car I gave them. Something that came from a time when our relationship was close, warm, and mutual. To be clear, I haven't asked for the car back. But I've been thinking about sending a message, not demanding anything but pointing out the emotional disconnect. That they've rejected ongoing support, suggested past support was not genuine, yet have no issue keeping such a significant gift, the car. I want to ask them to reflect on what that means. Jamie is supportive of whatever decision I make, but he's worried this might further rupture things with his family. His mom also relies on Matt and Claire for transportation to our wedding, and he's concerned that asking for the car back, or even just bringing it up, might make that more complicated. So, WIBTA for wanting to ask them to reflect on this? Or even possibly asking for the car back. In-laws iced OP kept the car shady? I bet they're still cruising while OP's fuming. Someone get them a bus pass and OP a gift giver key. Family feud floored. That's a gift-giving grudge. WIBTA verdict. Would OP be the asshole for asking about the car, or is keeping it hypocritical? Would you demand it back or let it go? How do you handle ungrateful gifties? Drop your take below. And if you've faced gift drama, share it. I'm starving for more blow-up-worthy clashes. Cars kept, OPs burned. Blow-up squad, you're rocking it. Our next Reddit tales a cousin catastrophe. An entitled relative demanded cash and got roasted, savage. This one's got family shade, Instagram rants and junk food jams. If you're loving these AITA clashes, hit that like button and let's keep the Reddit fireworks popping. Guess who's back and more entitled than ever? As I mentioned in my last post about Mia, I recently moved to a city that is at least 4 hours, 8 if you take the train, away from my hometown. It wasn't just because of my family but also because of the insecurity rates. I'm currently living with roommates to save money, but they're cool and I really like them, so I have no complaint. I'm staying in my mom's house this week to visit my parents and my old friends. The first thing I did once in my hometown was going to a fried chicken restaurant because the city I'm living in doesn't have one and it's my favorite fast food restaurant. Well, my mom told me Mia contacted her via messages. It was a waterfall of messages telling us we are bad people, that she didn't want to hear anything from us, that SHE was repudiating us, the audacity, and that she will never forgive us for what my mom did to our grandma. With this last thing she meant that my mother caused my grandma's death by taking poor care of her in the hospital, because a few minutes before my grandma suffered the heart attack that killed her, my mother fed her an Argentinian crumb sandwich. She wrote that knowing damn well that my mom has been feeling guilty for that because a nurse blamed her for my grandma's death, even though it has no sense medically. And as if this wasn't enough to kick her F4T ass, she demanded my mom's 700.000 Argentine pesos, almost $700, because, due of her daughter, yes me, she was forced to sell all of her dead mother's stuff to afford food, and now she is starving. When my mom told me this, I swear my face was identical to Negan's from TWD in that scene with Olivia. This is a girl in her 20s who doesn't pay rent and lives with her 24-year-old boyfriend who has financial support from both of his parents and even has a car, in a city that despite having high crime rates is very commercially developed and has countless job opportunities, and has one of the best public transport lines in all of the Buenos Aires suburban area. Even if they can't get a formal job, they can invest that money in merchancy they can sell in the streets or something. Even the Sarit agrees that she's delusional. It's a dark day when you are on the same sidewalk as the scumbag who cheated on his cancer-stricken wife, brought his mistress to live in their house while his wife's corpse was still warm and stole the house of his own daughter. My mother, completely out of character, just told her that if she wants money she should get a job and work, and that she was already old enough to support herself anyway, just like her boyfriend that doesn't work either. She also told her not to count on us anymore, and wished her luck in life, adding that she hopes her to be smarter and not waste opportunities in the future. Yes, my mom has an incredible heart. She even feels guilty about this, but apparently she's standing firm. After that, Mia spammed her with more horrible messages. My mom simply didn't respond until Mia blocked her after she unleashed her verbiage. I'm no longer even half as kind as my mom, and all the things Mia wrote made my blood boil, so I unblocked her on Instagram and sent her a Constitution-length text addressing what I've been sharing here but also a lot of other personal stuff, emphasizing her treatment to her mother, telling her why nobody wants her and how she'd be doing the world a favor if she would disappear. And just to be hurtful, I texted her boyfriend, telling him the things Mia told me about his size and performance and intimacy, very specific things that are impossible for me to just make up. I assume they both read the messages because they blocked me, and a few minutes later Mia unblocked my mom and started spamming her again with angry messages. My mom laughed with me and just blocked her. I don't know if Mia responded to me on Instagram because I restricted her after sending those messages, and once blocked I couldn't check if she did, but apparently she reported them because I had a 24-hour ban, but knowing that she went crazy was totally worth it. So yeah, if there was even a slight chance of us receiving Mia back, this completely ruined it. We know from neighbors and the Sarit that Mia constantly orders delivery of burgers and ice cream for herself and her boyfriend, so I doubt they're actually starving. And no, unlike in the US, McDonald's or any other fast food restaurant isn't cheap here in Argentina, so it's not the case of someone eating unnutritious junk food instead of a healthy homemade one because it's cheaper. In fact, fast food is way more expensive here. So basically Mia squandered the money she got from selling her dead mother's sentimental worth jewelry, and our stolen items BTW, on junk food and outings with her boyfriend. She's not working and supposedly she's using drugs. She doesn't know where to scrape up money from without working, and she doesn't seem very keen on getting a job anyway. Neither does her boyfriend, who, in addition to leaving her alone most of the time in the studio apartment they live in to go out partying or with his friends without her and making her pay for the food, charges her for gas every time he takes her somewhere. She can burn in hell for all we care. Mia's begging got burned, Instagram style. I bet she's still spamming while OP's laughing. Someone get her a job app and OP a family flamer, torch, cousin clash crushed. That's a family firestorm. AITA verdict. Is OP the asshole for the Instagram roast, or was Mia's greed too much? Would you clap back or ignore? How do you handle entitled relatives? Drop your take below. And if you've roasted a cousin, share it. I'm ready for more blow-up worthy rants. Cousins cooked, OP's the champ. Blow-up crew, you're the best. Our final Reddit stories: an Easter egg explosion. A mom let her kids steal OP's eggs, confronted. This one's got candy, kids, and park pettiness. If you're loving these AITA battles, hit that like button and let's wrap this with a sweet showdown. This is so stupid, but I'm still mad about it. Yesterday my girlfriend, 32F, and I, 35F, threw a little combination Easter 420 get-together for some friends in a large public park that included, as one element, an Easter egg hunt. This is a big local park where people often do small private egg hunts for their families and friends, so the idea isn't totally out there. We bought around 100 plastic eggs, stuffed each one with 2 to 3 pieces of candy, and hid them within a smallish area of the park about 20 minutes before everyone else was due to arrive. We figured because the weather was nice, we'd probably lose a few eggs due to kids walking by and stumbling on easy-to-find ones, but we bought enough that we could absorb some marginal losses. Some were pretty visible, others psychotically well hidden, most were pretty much in the middle. You'd have to really be looking to spot them walking by. While we were waiting for all of our friends to arrive, we noticed 3 kids running around the area where we'd hidden them, and they all had their arms full of eggs. Like 15 to 20 apiece easily. Their mom was sort of trailing behind, not paying attention and on the phone. It got to a point where we finally got her attention and she literally went, "Is it okay if they take these?" My GF and I were both dumbfounded. Because, again, we figured we'd lose a few eggs to kids who grabbed 1 or 2. But this was egregious. They had easily 50 between them. There were 15 people coming. Yes, they were all adults, but adults also like to have silly fun too. So we basically told her, no? Please put them back? Her response was some version of, "They're just kids. It's a kid's holiday." I asked her if she usually lets her kids take candy from strangers off the ground in public parks, and said something along the lines of, "Weird parenting choice, but okay," and she got huffy and told the kids they were leaving and to put them back. The kids threw some of the eggs on the ground but still left with probably 40 eggs in total. Again, that's 80 to 120 pieces of candy that we bought. For our friends. And ourselves. Not for random children who didn't even bother to ask before taking it. If they'd asked, we probably would have said sure within reason. 2 to 3 apiece. Not literally half of them. Also, as they were leaving, my girlfriend called after them, "Good luck finding the ones filled with fentanyl," which was very funny, but I don't think they heard. Anyway, now I feel like an AH for calling her a bad parent in front of her kids and for ruining their fun, but I also have a real tendency to feel insanely guilty anytime I stand up for myself, blame my own mom's stellar parenting for that, so I just wanted a temperature check. This was objectively insane behavior, right? Or am I the asshole? Kids swiped eggs, mom got schooled. I bet she's still huffing while OP's hunting. Someone get her a leash and OP an egg enforcer basket. Park pettiness popped. That's an egg hunt explosion. AITA verdict. Is OP the asshole for confronting mom, or was egg theft wild? Would you call her out or share? How do you handle park pilferers? Drop your take below. And if you've faced event crashers, share it. I'm starving for more blow-up-worthy showdowns. I was waiting in line at the grocery store waiting to check out, and there was a woman in front of me with 2 young kids. When it was her turn to pay, her card declined. The cashier tried it twice but it still declined, and when she asked the woman if she had cash instead, the woman said that she didn't. She was about to leave her things, but as it was only 1 loaf of bread and a jar of peanut butter, I offered to pay for them. She thanked me and then asked if she could grab something else really quick, and I found myself nodding because I was caught off guard. She came back with a carton of eggs, women's sanitary towels, milk and some toilet paper. By this point my brain just couldn't compute and I just smiled and proceeded to pay for everything in mine. She thanked me again and I told her no worries, then we went out separate ways. I'm still trying to process what happened. It's not like she got luxuries, those were literally basic necessities, and if I was well off, I definitely wouldn't have bat an eye, but I am just a poor college freshman who was just trying to do something nice with the little that I have. This revenge happened about 30 years ago, but it is still funny. I was working in the government and we had paper manuals to guide us for processing our work. I was sitting next to this lady who was very lazy and never liked to look up the instructions for how to process different types of cases. She would throw the case at me to look it up and tell her how to handle the case. I finally started throwing the case back at her and told her to look it up herself. This went on for 6 months until I finally tabbed her manual for her, but she still resisted looking the cases up herself. Now I am a petty person and I gather information to get people back. Turns out that she had lost 100 pounds the previous year, and every time she ate treats, Snickers are her weakness, she would have to walk an extra mile. I would buy a large Snickers and leave it on my desk all day without eating it just to torture her. When that failed, I bought the bite-sized Snickers and put them in the teen jar. She would end up eating 10 a day, which made her walk 2 extra miles each day. This went on for years until we got different jobs, but I would give this information to anyone who had to work with her. So I guess this in total went on for 20 years and she never caught on. I guess I really am petty and she was really healthy. Wow, blow up fam, those AITA showdowns were pure fire. Which drama had you shook? Tell me below. I'm reading every comment. Smash that like button and subscribe for more Reddit chaos. Thanks for vibing with me. Next time we've got wilder tales. You won't want to miss it. Catch you then.